All right, we'll be right with you. This is Jedi's for Jesus, and today I got a couple of videos that I'd like to go ahead and show you about the border wall. And there's so many things out there that the media doesn't tell you about. They sure in heck don't want to show anything that Trump is doing good for this country, and there's a lot of different rumors out there that are going on and explaining about what the wall is, what's happening at the border, and make sure that the people that do come in this country are going to be doing it legally. Then there's kids in cages, and that whole thing is about coyotes are bringing over kids to this country as sex slaves. So when they're coming over, what they're doing is they're putting them in the cages, they're getting DNA tests from the man that is bringing over these kids and saying, you know, for some reason or another, the mother's not with them. They have them in cages. So me personally, I really think they should do something different, have temporary housing there at the border. But then again, it's like that's going to cost extra money. And would the two parties out there, would they agree on that? And usually one party agrees, the other one doesn't, and that's just example, our next stimulus check. It's like, you know, that's being held up. But I'm not going to talk about that today. Just want to talk about the border wall. The other thing that the border wall is going to actually protect us from is MS-13 gangs and drug cartels, and that's coming through on the border. Texas, across the river, you know, they have boats on there and they're smuggling drugs on the boats, and they just go across on the river, and people are on the American side having a wonderful day boating and stuff like that. And there's videos and stories out there about that where people are just having some fun, and all of a sudden it's like, here come these boats with big weapons on them, and you know, they start firing at these people and they're trying to get away. You know, we're eliminating that too, where it's like the drugs don't come over the border as easily. It just makes it more difficult. And just some of the terrorists that are out there, it's like, you know, they'll come from different countries, they'll fly into Mexico, and then they'll hire a coyote, and then the coyote will bring them over, and it's like, then we have terrorists in this country. But what's crazy about it is, like, you know, it seems like we have terrorists up in Portland and Seattle and stuff like that with the cities up there, but that's another story to be talked about too. So without me saying anything else, I would like to go ahead and show a video about the wall being built.
Hey, I'm Tommy Fisher, President of Fisher Industries, and we're here breaking ground on something that could change the way we protect our southern border. What you see behind me is what we've done in 4 days with the mass earth grading project, getting ready for our bollard fence as well as our concrete road to help our border agents protect America. People can come see that it's more than a fence. It's actually an infrastructure project, but the infrastructure project benefits our agents. So a project that's as complex as this, it takes so many different facets to complete, and the Fisher Industries family controls them all. We do all our own engineering as well, so we stand behind what we design and we build what we design. And it just gives us a vertically integrated approach to make it all happen. So the whole project that we're completing here is not only installing a ½ mile of bollard fence, but also the road and the electrical. We're working on the drainage features as well as the grading. The big difference in this project is a lot of people said we couldn't build in the mountains. We're going to prove them wrong. So in order to have a fence last a long time, you need a really strong foundation. With our ability to excavate large mass amounts of material, we did that with our crews that have done jobs in the multi-millions. And here we did a couple 100,000 yards in less than 6 days. We control the grading to level everything out. We control the steel to build all the bollards. We control the concrete placement to place all the bollards as well as concrete production. One thing we pride ourselves at Fisher is building the best, so no shortcuts on this project. We use all weathering steel. It costs a little bit more, but the lifespan is 80 years versus the 20 or 30 years. So as usual, Fisher Industries likes the tough jobs, so we take the hardest first. A lot of people said this job could not be completed because of the rugged terrain.
We're about 2/3 done with the complete project. As you can see behind me, we're finishing up about an 18% grade change, and then we go right into the 31% grade changes. As we're moving our excavators and our fence installation up the hill, we're bringing the concrete road as well as the electrical package up, chasing us all the way up to the mountaintop.
Not only are we offering our 18-foot bollard fence, but we're offering a paved concrete road for Border Patrol agents to patrol on, fiber optic cables that can track human footsteps as well as tunneling, and infrastructure with lighting as well as cameras so Border Patrol can know exactly what they're doing at any given time, night or day. Essentially what we're trying to do here is give Border Patrol agents the ability to do their job more safely, effectively, and efficiently, given the conditions that they're working in.
I hope that was very educational and you enjoyed that video. I have another one that I'm going to play here in less than a minute. Before I start the next video, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up and go ahead and hit the bell so when we're going to go ahead and make another video, you'll be notified. Thank you so much. This guy is a wonderful guy. I found him on YouTube, been watching him and following him, and he's talking a lot about how the wall is progressing and how much Trump is, he basically said he's gonna build the wall and drain the swamp. Well, he's actually doing both of those. Here is Frontline America with Ben.
I want to show you some footage that the mainstream media wouldn't show you, that CNN wouldn't show you, that MSNBC wouldn't show you, that the New York Times wouldn't show you. They don't want you to see this. This was footage taken from a year ago. We were out here a year ago, and I actually, this footage just got sent to me. Some of it's never before seen footage, drone footage of illegal aliens crossing. Now, we were here then, and over 900 people crossed in one weekend. This guys is one of the groups of several hundred, again 900 that came through. Now they were dropped off on the highway right across from this where we're standing right now, and they were dropped off by coyotes, and the coyotes are actually there. You'll be able to see them in part of the video. They walk them up to the water. This is a group of supposedly women and children. What we came to find out, now they're actually crossing the water. That was the only thing, the only barricade that stopped people from crossing into America. There was that little tiny bit of water that was about ankle deep. They walked across. We were actually standing at that point on the other shore as they came up. Hundreds of people every single day in this one little section coming over. Now this was also before they had the Remain in Mexico policy. At this point, you could go into, you could come across, request asylum, and basically be given a free pass into America. Right here, they're bunching up. And what we were telling them was it's illegal to cross here. You have to go through a legal port of entry. They ran right past us, did not care, and so we called Border Patrol and had Border Patrol come pick them up. Now, what people need to understand, I talked to Border Patrol. all these liberals, all these AOC types, you can see them running right over there. Now they're in America. Cross the river, they're in America, running up. Border Patrol is going to come up here in just a second. All of these people saying that you're separating families. When I spoke to Border Patrol, they said that a minimum, their best estimates, that a minimum of 1/3 of these so-called families are not families at all. They're children that are being trafficked. They're being brought up here by men that are not their fathers, that are not their family members, and then sold into multiple different sex trafficking, basically human trafficking. Border Patrol came up at this point. We had the Remain in Mexico policy. Then they would get sent out to one of the multiple shelters across America. This was happening on a daily basis here at the border. Daily basis. Hundreds of thousands of people every single month coming across this way. And this is, again, this is footage. Why is it that America's Voice News has to bring this to you? Why is it that MSNBC and CNN won't show you this? The truth is, they won't show you this because they don't want you to see this. This is happening and was happening on a daily basis. Now, we are back in that same location. I am standing where those videos were taken. In fact, if I turn just a little bit, where that was taken, if I move the mic away from my mouth a little bit, was directly over these palm trees. Date palms, right over there. I want to show you a new video that was just taken. This is aerial footage from this same location. This is where we're standing now. You can see the highway in the distance in the background. That's Highway 2 in Mexico. It runs right along the border. And what the cartel scouts do is they bring them out. They actually have lookouts sitting on top of the dunes that are back there in the background and looking out for Border Patrol. Now, when they want to send their diversions across, they would send the so-called women and children. And then what they do is, while Border Patrol's wrapped up with that group of people, then they send the drug mules, or the second round of so-called women and children where they're smuggling humans. All of this now, if you notice, that's the same river. That's the same point where they crossed. You can see in the background, and we're going to move up here just a little bit, and you'll actually see right where where they came down to the river. There's actually paths going from the road, and then there's the wall. Now you'll notice we've been down here for several hours now, haven't had a single person come across there. This sector now, for all intents and purposes, is secure. The media wants you to believe that walls don't work. The liberals want you to believe that walls don't work. The left wants you to believe that walls don't work. They absolutely do.
I hope you enjoyed those two videos. Trump promised that he's going to build a wall all through his campaign, and now that he's been president for 3.5 years, and hopefully he gets elected again and this wall gets completed. He promised and he came through. This president is definitely for the American people. Like I've said many times before, that he is a president for the people. He's not out for himself. He just wants to make sure that as many as possible Americans are happy and satisfied to be here in the greatest country in this world. This is Jedis for Jesus.